On October 18, 2025, the routine hum of Hong Kong International Airport was shattered in an instant. What began as an ordinary evening, with planes arriving and departing under the city's neon glow, quickly turned into a night that would be remembered for years to come. As a cargo plane made its final approach, heavy rain battered the runway, reducing visibility and making the tarmac dangerously slick. The aircraft, carrying tons of freight, suddenly veered off course. In a matter of seconds, it skidded uncontrollably across the rain-soaked runway, unable to stop. The plane broke through safety barriers and plunged into the dark waters of the South China Sea, just beyond the airport's edge. The impact was catastrophic. 2 ground crew members, working diligently on the tarmac, lost their lives instantly, a devastating human cost that rippled through the airport community. Their dedication and service, often unnoticed, were suddenly brought into sharp focus by this tragedy. News of the crash spread rapidly, sending shockwaves not only through Hong Kong, but across the globe. The incident raised urgent questions about aviation safety, the challenges of operating in severe weather, and the risks faced by those who keep the world's supply chains moving. For many, it was a stark reminder of the hidden dangers behind the scenes of global commerce. Every day, millions of tons of goods, electronics, food, medicine, depend on this intricate network of airports, planes, and people. The efficiency and reliability of air cargo are what make modern life possible. But when disaster strikes, the entire system is thrown into chaos, revealing just how fragile and interconnected it truly is. The tragedy at Chek Lap Kok is a stark reminder that behind the convenience of global logistics are real human lives. Workers who brave the elements, operate heavy machinery, and ensure that goods reach their destinations safely. Their efforts are the backbone of international trade, yet their safety is often taken for granted. That night, news footage captured emergency lights flickering over the black water, a haunting contrast to Hong Kong's usual glittering skyline. The city, known for its energy and resilience, was momentarily subdued by the weight of loss and uncertainty. For the families of those lost, it's an unimaginable loss, one that no words or gestures can truly heal. The airport, usually a place of reunions and farewells, became a site of mourning and unanswered questions. For the aviation industry, this was a moment of reckoning. Investigators pored over every detail. Were safety protocols followed? Was the aircraft properly maintained? Did ground crews have the protection they needed? Each answer could mean the difference between preventing future tragedies or repeating past mistakes. The implications reach far beyond Hong Kong. Airports around the world are now re-examining their own procedures, weather protocols, and emergency response plans. The answers matter not just for one city but for the safety of air travel everywhere. The lessons from Flight 747's wreckage must drive meaningful change in aviation safety. Only by learning from tragedy can we hope to protect the lives of those who keep the world connected and ensure that such a night is never repeated. Hong Kong International Airport, known locally as Chek Lap Kok, stands as a testament to human ingenuity and ambition. Built on land reclaimed from the sea, this airport is not just an engineering marvel, but a symbol of Hong Kong's relentless drive to connect with the world. Every detail of its design is focused on non-stop efficiency, from the streamlined terminals to the intricate network of runways and taxiways that keep planes moving day and night. As the world's busiest cargo airport, Chek Lap Kok handles more than 4 million tons of freight each year, an astonishing volume that makes it a vital artery for global trade. Each day, hundreds of cargo planes are serviced here, their journeys powering Asia's booming economy and forging links between continents, cultures, and markets. This relentless pace brings immense pressure. Pilots must navigate some of the world's most crowded skies, coordinating with air traffic controllers to ensure every takeoff and landing is executed with precision. On the ground, crews work tirelessly around the clock, braving the elements and operating powerful machinery to keep cargo moving, often in challenging conditions and under tight deadlines. Safety is always the top priority, with rigorous protocols and constant vigilance, yet the dangers are ever present, a reality underscored by the recent tragedy that shook the airport community. This was not a remote or outdated airfield, but a world-class facility at the cutting edge of aviation, now forced to confront its own vulnerabilities in the harshest way possible. The incident shattered the illusion of invincibility, serving as a sobering reminder that even the most advanced systems are not immune to failure. It demands a careful re-evaluation of the delicate balance between speed, efficiency, and safety. Now investigators must meticulously scrutinize every aspect of this sophisticated operation, searching for answers and solutions to ensure that Hong Kong International Airport remains a beacon of modern aviation, safe, resilient, and ever ready to meet the challenges of tomorrow. The aircraft, a Boeing 747-400F, stood as a symbol of modern cargo aviation, a workhorse trusted by airlines around the world for its reliability and capacity. On this particular day, it was scheduled for a routine journey, one it had completed countless times before. The flight departed from Anchorage, Alaska, its massive hold filled with time-sensitive cargo destined for Hong Kong. The crew, experienced and well-trained, prepared for what they expected to be an ordinary trans-Pacific crossing. For most of the journey, the flight was uneventful. The aircraft cruised smoothly above the clouds, communicating regularly with air traffic control. But as the plane neared Hong Kong, the situation began to change. Weather conditions at Hong Kong International Airport were challenging: heavy rain, gusty winds, and a slick runway. Still, the conditions were within operational limits, and the crew followed every standard procedure, relying on their training in the aircraft's advanced systems. Suddenly, as the aircraft descended on final approach to runway 07L, it became unstable. The descent rate increased rapidly, and the plane dropped too quickly, slamming down hard onto the wet runway far beyond the intended touchdown zone. The impact was violent, jarring everyone on board. The pilots struggled to regain control, but the aircraft hydroplaned, its tires unable to grip the slick surface. It skidded uncontrollably off the tarmac, crashed through airport barriers, and plunged into the shallow waters beyond the runway's end. Tragically, 2 ground crew members who had been servicing a nearby plane were caught in the path of the out-of-control jet. They were killed instantly, adding to the devastation of the accident. Inside the cockpit, the 4 flight crew members survived the initial impact. However, they found themselves trapped in the partially submerged cockpit, water rising around them as they waited anxiously for rescue teams to arrive. The aftermath was chaos, twisted debris scattered across the crash site, the smell of jet fuel in the air, and emergency crews racing to respond. The airport was thrown into turmoil, and the city of Hong Kong was left in shock by the disaster. The crash of Flight 747 was not only an aviation disaster, but also a workplace tragedy, leaving a lasting impact on the aviation community and the families of those lost. The crisis unfolded in minutes. At 11:38 p.m., Flight 747 was cleared to land. By 11:41, contact was lost. Emergency alarms blared as ground radar detected a breach. Within 90 seconds, fire crews raced to the scene, finding the jet's tail jutting from the water. Debris scattered across the runway. Rescue boats and divers battled poor visibility and strong currents to reach survivors. By midnight, the 2 ground crew were found and pronounced dead. The flight crew were rescued and hospitalized, all in stable condition. The north runway closed, causing massive delays and a citywide emergency response. The heart of this tragedy is the loss of 2 dedicated airport workers. One, a veteran technician and father of 3, the other, a young ramp agent saving for his wedding. Their deaths shattered the close-knit airport community, fueling grief and demands for answers. "We trust the systems to keep us safe," said a union representative. Last night, that trust was broken. The families now face a future defined by loss. The airline and airport pledge support, but no compensation can fill the void. Hong Kong mourns with them. Flags at half-mast, a public memorial planned. The surviving flight crew, though alive, face trauma and scrutiny as the investigation unfolds. Their testimony will be vital in understanding what went wrong. The crash crippled the world's busiest cargo hub, halving its capacity overnight. Hundreds of flights were canceled or diverted, stranding 40,000 tons of goods daily. Companies scrambled. Electronics, pharmaceuticals, and more delayed or at risk of spoilage. Air freight costs in the region soared, and insurance claims are expected to top $200 million. The airline's stock plummeted, and Hong Kong's reputation as a logistics hub is under threat. The ripple effects may soon reach consumers worldwide, with delays and price hikes looming. The incident exposes a systemic vulnerability, our reliance on a few key logistical choke points. It's a wake-up call for more resilient, diversified supply chains. Aviation experts are dissecting the crash, focusing on mechanical failure, weather, and human factors. A hard landing and hydroplaning on a wet runway are key suspects. Investigators will reconstruct weather data and crew actions in those final seconds. The tragedy also spotlights ground crew safety. Are current procedures and buffer zones enough? Technology helps, but robust protocols and training are essential. Every accident yields lessons. Findings from this crash could reshape pilot training, maintenance checks, and runway safety standards worldwide. The deaths of these workers must drive improvements for both air and ground safety. The goal: make our skies and airports safer for all. The path forward demands transparency, rigorous investigation, and decisive action. International teams are analyzing the black boxes, syncing flight data with weather and crew testimony. The airport authority pledges regular updates. Openness is vital to restoring trust. The final report must be public, and its recommendations urgently implemented. Expect a sweeping review: pilot training, aircraft maintenance, runway safety, and ground crew protocols. Infrastructure and procedures will be re-examined, from drainage to personnel positioning. This tragedy will spark global changes. Airports everywhere will study the findings. The aim isn't blame, but to identify and fix systemic weaknesses. The legacy must be a safer aviation network for all. Flight 747's story is one of tragedy, but also a call to action. 2 families are forever changed, and a city's confidence shaken. We must remember the victims as professionals whose loss demands lasting change. The aviation industry's progress is built on learning from disaster. This must be no exception. Airlines, airports, regulators, and the public all share responsibility for safety. We must demand rigorous standards and support those who keep us moving. The final report will be more than technical. It's a testament to preventing future loss. Let this be a turning point, a renewed commitment to safety above all else. How can we better protect those who keep our world moving? The conversation starts now.